y'all. Good evening. Welcome to the Spiritual Speakeasy, where the bar is always open and the spirits are always served. This is a pre-recorded live, which means when you're watching it, you will not in real time be able to communicate. However, for certain, I will be on watching the live and I will try my best to hit everybody's comments on everybody's display with two different types of phones. That way we can get everybody. Tonight's special guest is Aoimori. I think I said that wrong. He is a musician. He does pagan music with spells, and I consider some chants in there. His music is what I like. It's dark, it's haunting. The spells are amazing. And we found him, I say we, my witch sister who was on last week, Angie Butts. We do dark energy removal and we work with dark entities, and we like to go dark with our music. We use corpse, we use this gentleman's music, we use a lot of music like that. And we found him and we were super, super excited. And I took a chance and reached out to him. And I'm like, oh my God, he's not going to respond. Like, who does? Most people don't. And I'm going to take a chance. And he responded. And here he is tonight on the podcast. I'm so excited. Welcome.
Thank you. That is actually one of the things that I try to do to set myself apart is I'm going to respond. If you would be able to look at my TikTok messages, there's hundreds of them that I have full conversations going with people. I try to be real personable. Yeah, y'all really are liking my music. It's blowing up. The response has been fucking insane over the past 6 weeks. But I'm just a person. Like, I'm just a pagan that I like people like Corpse, for instance. Ghostmain, One and Only, Freddie Dredd, stuff like that. But none of their lyrics tied into what I wanted to tie it.
No.
So I was like, well, I'm going to make music I want to listen to that incorporates my life, my feelings, my beliefs, and maybe puts it out there for more people to see it in a less negative light.
Absolutely. How did you find this type of music? And more importantly, how did you get started in the pagan community?
My partner is how I got started in the pagan community. Most of my life, I was just kind of anti any type of belief system. Like, I thought there had to be something out there, but I'd never, minus some paranormal things that have happened, never had any like proof of a deity per se. It was more seeing ghosts and monsters in a woods I used to explore when I was younger. So because of that, I kind of stayed more almost agnostic, atheistic almost. I dabbled in Satanism for a little while because some of it actually I did truly believe, and I kind of broke that down into don't be a shithead. Like that one, I kind of broke. It's like Satanism gets such a bad light, but I really broke it down to like, oh, don't be a shithead. That makes sense. But then she introduced me into it, and something clicked. Even things like during the solar eclipse last year, I ended up seeing the tree of life in a flash, and there's just different things like that a lot clicked, and it just made sense to me, and I've been that way ever since.
Awesome. That's such a great story, because people don't understand that when you combine the spirits and the paranormal and the metaphysical, you really do appreciate the earth and the things around that you're seeing more. And I think that opens more windows and doors. Our third eye definitely opens more, and we can see more of what's going on.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I definitely, some of the things that I used to notice before that maybe I just kind of brushed off my shoulder, I was like, oh, that's what that was. That was. Yeah, I mean, like just little things like that. And then in regards to wanting to make the music like that, other than one artist that I can think of, you tricked something, and I can't, there's a letter in it, and I'm going to be honest, I'm spacing on it. He's the first time I found someone where I'm like, oh shit, it's like good music, but still has that pagan vibe to it. A lot of time you hear pagan music, you're thinking of like the folklore style music, and nothing wrong with that. I love that music, but that's not typically the gonna be in the nightclub playing. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I tried to make more, I guess, I don't want to say mainstream because it's not, but more relevant music with still that pagan vibe, the like you said, introducing the spells into it, the just the whole nature of it and how it makes you feel when you're listening.
So for me, that like the spells, first of all, they're legit spells, people. They're not, this is not just lyrical stuff that amuses you. Like there is a flow to the spells. And for those people out there that do any kind of craft, the waves, the ebb and flow of the words, the poetry in the words, perhaps even the rhyming at the end, that makes it legit. Like it has more power, and then it's worked with the melodics and the harmonization of the music, and so there's a flow to it that actually to me makes the spells flow, makes it more powerful. You're not just listening to a song, you're listening to a spell being woven.
So part of that actually stems from I started with poetry. Ever since I was very young, poetry always called to me. I was that loner kid, that quiet kid. A lot of people do know it, not everybody does. I'm personally autistic. Um, didn't find that out till I was in my adulthood life. A lot of stuff made sense once I found it out, but so I was that kid that kept to himself a lot. So poetry really hit me a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
I even did things like an author's conference and stuff like that while I was doing my writing because that was a big thing for me. And then it was in high school, I wanted to get into music, but I didn't know how to do it. So I didn't actually first get into music until the beginning of the pandemic.
So, a lot of people did though during that time because they had the time to stay inside and do the things they wanted to do.
That and a friend of mine back then introduced me. I don't know if you're aware of who the artist is, but you know who Lil Peep is?
Yes.
Okay. They introduced me to a lot of his friends, such like Young Goth, Ben, which is also known as Fishnart, a lot of them. And they, between them and my friends' encouragement, I ended up making my first song. Cortex is actually who gave me my beat. I did a song with that. I can say now that back then I knew what I was doing. I had a lot to learn, but I was so excited that that song was out there. I'd finally done the thing I had wanted to do for years.
That's awesome though. That's and I'm so glad you did because you're sharing this beautiful art with people and it's amazing music. And what I like about it is it hits you in the heart like it's good spell work. Love the spells, love the lyrics, love the music, and it is suitable for a club. Like you said, you can play that in the background, you can play it in the back of clips. It's got a great beat to it. It's enjoyable.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that. In regards to it, something I took a note from some of the other artists I like that if you notice, I push that boundary, but none of my songs technically are explicit. Like
No, they
they
aren't
they
because
they
like
push
Corpse,
that
and I'm gonna belt
boundary.
Corpse. I love Corpse. Explicit as hell. There are places you cannot play Corpse, but yours
Right.
is very like kids could listen to it. If you've got pagan kids, there's nothing that's going to push a boundary with them.
I will say I have a couple songs coming up that they still push that boundary, but that boundary to the point that maybe the kids shouldn't listen to those ones. Um, I had a couple people reach out to me and showed me a couple books that reflect my music, ironically, that I wasn't aware of. Um, and it gave me ideas for some songs.
Mm-hmm. That was going to be my next question. Is you said that like a lot of your lyrics are based on poetry. You write poetry and your own experiences. Do you write the spells for yourself to use and then put them into music, or do you write them as the music's developing?
It really depends on the specific song. Some songs I've just been sitting there and something as simple as something I saw outside the window inspired me. Other songs that, like for instance, I don't know if you've heard that one, but off the EP I did, there's a song called "Dance Like a Demon." I'm gonna be
Yes.
honest, that song came about from me and my partner. We were playing video games, and someone killed them, and they started talking shit. And my partner was like, "Well, your girl danced like a trap star, his dance like a demon." And I'm just like, "Wait a minute." I'm like,
That's a
I'm
song
done with
right
the
there.
gaming. Right. Like I was like, hold on, I just so little things like that have inspired me, or like I have a song coming out on the 16th that is my style, but the lyrics are going to be a lot more heartfelt than some of the other songs. I mean, obviously, For My Witch is very heartfelt, but
Yes.
it's a song for my son. That's his physical birthday, but I have shared custody with his mother, so I won't have him on his physical birthday. But as a birthday present to him, I have a song coming out for him that day.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. How does he
So I
feel about his dad being a musician? Does he like that?
he oh he loves it. He loves it. Every time I have a new song, he's like, "Wait, is that a new song?" Yeah, bud. So like he gets all excited because like when I go to pick him up to bring him here, well, if I've done anything new, I show it to him immediately, and he gets all excited.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I love that. It's it's so important that we have our family involved in what we do, and there's so many people out there that are not lucky enough, and I hate the word luck. I shouldn't have used that word, but aren't God, there's no other word for blessed either. I hate the word blessed because I truly believe blessed is be less. So, like, what is a word did you substitute for bless? I have troubles with that one. Um,
No,
Family
I get
needs
what
to be
you mean though.
supportive. Like I
Yeah,
think
no,
it's everything.
family is why I'm doing the music. Like when I first started doing it again, it was like the Witchery, for instance. I just wanted to make a song about my badass partner. Like that's what it boiled down to. I was like, I want her to recognize that I recognize, you know what I mean? And we did that one, and I posted it. I'm like, okay, this sounds good. Maybe some people like it, and it exploded. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll make more.
Do you have the ability on your phone or your computer to share one or two of your videos?
The videos, I will see if it will let me. I'm gonna be honest, I've never used this program, so I don't know.
Yeah,
If
I don't know.
not,
I
I
have to
know
upload
for a
ahead of time.
fact I can. Let me see. How do I do that?
Probably screen share.
It. Mm, I don't think this phone's gonna let me do it because I am using my phone to record. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I don't know how audio quality will come out, but I could play a song that I'm actually going to be dropping not this coming Friday, but the following Friday because we finally finished it. Um, Called Nightshade,
Uh-huh.
and I know you're going to recognize the hymn in the beginning of the song. Uh, it is definitely a song that it's one of those I'm very against rapists and sexual assaults and things of nature. And this is my they're gonna get there treated. You know what I mean? Uh, it's definitely a darker lie, but I'm definitely willing to put it up for you
Yeah, and I just
if it
lost
will
the
let me.
screen. I lost my screen. Hang on.
Like I said,
Um, this is
that is
funny.
fine.
Can
If
you
I gotta
see me
see
on
if
your
it will.
screen?
Oh yeah, I can still see you.
Well, that's great. I
Let me
can't
see
see
if it
it.
will.
This is awesome. I'm
Let me
not
see
on
if it will let
Zoom.
me.
Where am
But
I at?
before I actually say I can play the unreleased one, let me see if I actually can play the unreleased one because I am on the phone that I have it on.
This is
But
fun.
Un momento.
Huh.
It got quiet there for a second.
I know, like this is silly. I'm trying to well that didn't do anything. That was kind of stupid. I don't know where my program went. This is so silly. What the hell? I have never had this happen. This is
You all right? Like I
I
said, I'm gonna go with the flow type of dude.
Me too, but this is kind of scary when you do this. Like it's like, let me go back in. I'm live. Let's see if I can get back in live. Enter studio. I'm going to enter studio probably twice and have to figure out what the hell happened. Okay. And I think there's echo now. Great. Okay. Well, I think that's better. We'll see.
Because I am using the phone that I have the WAV file saved on. I cannot play the unreleased, but I can play something that is already released at least.
That's good.
I got you on that. Give me a moment. Make sure my Bluetooth's off. There we go. Give me a second. I have to get my speaker on.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing.
I got you. Any preference on which song you would like to hear?
No, any song that you want to play.
I got. All right. I just figured I'd ask. All right. Give me a second. Because I'm having technical difficulties now.
And I'll have this all. Gosh, there's a drag now. This is
Bluetooth connected.
There you go. Now I got it. Now, I'm going to make sure it's not obnoxiously loud. That way it doesn't shatter the audio quality. All right. Go. Might as well do this one. All right. Let me know when you're ready.
ready time.
Are you picking it up enough?
Yes.
For my witch shop, bleeds from the earth, make the gods can see. Turn the moon to dust, make the stars rich. There's no sin too dark for the love I need. For my witch shop, bleeds and roots from the earth, make the gods can see. Turn the moon to dust, make the stars rich. There's no sin too dark for the love I need. Yeah. Blood rains black on cathedral glass. My rats are match in the world's dry grass. Every throne they own, I'll smash collapse. Crowns of the ash with the bones, no maps. Yeah, I breathe that smoke, let the venom soak, let the heavens choke while the levees broke. Every chain they forge gets split, I spoke. Now the fire runs wild like a pagan oak. Carve her name in the dirt till the land won't grow. Pull the stars down hard, let the whole sky glow. No mercy, no peace, just a death march show. When the gates swing shut, where the lost souls go. Lost souls go, where the lost souls go, where the lost souls go. For my witch, I'll burn out, bleed till the roots from the earth, make the gods conceive. Turn the moon to dust, make the stars recede. There's no sin too dark for the love I need. If the sky must split us, did you show us smoke? Drink some through pitch to the daylight shows. Pour salt to the ground, hear the soil evoke. Every scream that I claim, every vow I spoke. Hear the torch in my grip, every show is war. And the flames in my chest leave the gods unsure. Every saint, every snake, every crown I tore. Get reduced to the dust on my witch's floor. Let them pray, let them beg, let them fall, I laugh. While the wind Pulls fire through the city's path. Every sin, every king, every ghost I pass turns black when I strike, cause I don't hold back. For my witch shall burn on the bleeds and the roots from the earth make the gods conceive. Turn the moon to dust, make the stars recede. There's no sin too dark for the love I need.
Like, for instance, that song is basically a protection over my partner. I mean, it's also obviously a love song to her, but it is definitely a protection spell towards her. It's to let the gods themselves know what I'm willing to do for her.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I love that.
That was one of the ones that I've done that's meant the most to me. Now, I will say the one I had the most fun with, I thought it was going to be Hellboy mode, but then I started doing a collab with a biker apparel company called Friends with Felonies. And at this point, I consider the guys friends. I mean, we went and had dinner the other night type thing. But their whole thing ended up bringing me onto the bike side of TikTok as well. And that vibe, plus the fact that, well, it was the blood moon last night,
Yes.
had me do a song called Nightcrawler. That has been my most fun one I've done now, because even the way I timed it, where it came out this weekend, it was blood moons this weekend. That song's gonna come out this weekend one way or the other, because that was what it was for. It was my blood moon ritual, for lack of a better phrasing.
Sure.
And that one is the one that has gotten the most insane response. One of the videos alone is, I think, over 230,000 now on TikTok.
Wow,
Like,
that's phenomenal.
yeah, in the past 6 weeks, I went from 1,500 followers on TikTok and maybe 4 monthly listeners on Spotify to now I have over 40,000 on Spotify, over 12,000 on TikTok. The streams went from like nothing to now on, I think, Spotify alone, I'm almost at 250,000. So it has been an insane response to the newer music, but it just shows me there's that many people out there that wanted it.
And you're independent, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
I like that.
I do. That was one of the things, before, when I used to do music, like I said, I didn't really know what I was doing. And I'm going to be honest, I was in a manic part of my life. So I was just kind of all over the place. It wasn't mixed well. Because again, I had a lot to learn. About 2 years ago, roughly, I just was going to stop completely, because I was like, it's not going anywhere. I don't know what I'm doing. I spent that time not only ended up being introduced to paganism and becoming pagan, but researching how to engineer, how to mix, how to master, how to perfect my writing and introduce my life now into that without coming off as angry and just bleh, as my old music used to sound. If I'm just, for lack of a better phrasing.
Well, but it's
But
also the shadow work. Like, you were working through that dark
right. Like, one of my angriest songs I did before, like, it is completely like just almost unintelligible screamo. And I listen to it now, and the only reason I keep my old music up is to show people this is what I used to do. This is what I'm capable of now.
Right.
Like, I mean, I've already had 3 different artists reach out to me for collabs. One of them is just not, like I said, I don't cuss in any of the music, if you notice. It keeps you safe for radio play and streaming and all of that. I have a mouth like a sailor in real life. Like, don't get me wrong. But I also have intellect, and so does my partner in regards to business strategy. So I'm going to be honest. You're never going to catch one of my songs that I release now having any sort of cussing in it. Because if I do, that's going to limit what it can be put out to.
Sure.
And
Sure.
like you said, most of them are songs that even the pagan children can listen to and things of that nature. So I want that to be still the case and not make it where everything I release, no, only this small group can listen to it. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Well, from a business structure, that's the safe way to go. Like
Right. I have a couple artists that I know they got big because of being smart about how they did it. Like, like, do I have songs that I've done before that are more like that? Yeah, but that was at an angrier part of my life. I'm now a lot more open. I'm not like even the fact that I do talk to as many people as I do online now. That wasn't me. I was the loner person. But now, even in person with people, I'm able to just talk and conversate, no issue. When, especially because of my autism, that used to be a hard thing to do.
Mhm.
Um, but so I'm not that angry person anymore. So I don't want to make angry music per se. Like even some of the songs that you could even say are angry-ish, like they're not. They're more like hype. Like even Hellboy mode. Like it's more a hype song. Like I'm bad at. You know what I mean? Like
Sure, sure.
which is why I've loved that even like a lot of video gamers and stuff have started making videos to it.
I think that's important because we all need that music where um, you walk in, your presence walks in before you. I've got this echo; it's driving me crazy. Um, you know, the ability to walk into a crowd and feel yourself and be yourself is so important.
Yeah,
And to me, Hellboy mode is that. Like you put it on and you raise your head high and you go in.
and that was my point of it. I want it to be that song that people use to hype themselves up, however, for whatever reason, whether it was hype yourself up before walking into work, before walking into gym, before walking into a fight, a game, test, whatever it might be. Let that be that song that's like, oh, all right, I got this.
Right, right. Well, that's important because that attitude is what generates the energy for us to do something.
Well, that's like, and I only did one video talking about it on my page, but I do have one song that doesn't have my typical aspect of lyrics, and I wasn't promoting in any way, shape, or form, but then realizing it was something I had to talk about. I have a song about my birth mother that is very, very personal and all from truth. Um, and it's one about the things I went through, the trauma I went through because of her, which is part of why I do lean more towards the darker style lyrics, the darker style
Mhm.
music, because I mean, I'm born from trauma. So I def- that's definitely a song that is very personal to me because it explains part of why I am who I am.
Well, sure. And I embracing that trauma is so important. We talked about this last week. Like, if you can't sit with your dark side, then you're not complete.
Right.
There has,
Exactly.
there
And
has to be that integration because they're both part of us.
that and my also thought with actually putting the song out there like I did was there's going to be others out there that have gone through similar, if not the same, and they're going to be like, "Oh wait, there's someone who this song is exactly what how I feel," which is exactly the type of response I got from people was talking about the trauma they had, and we kind of just trauma bonded.
Well, yeah. And people need to know that there's other people out there like that. It's
Right.
so important because we always think we're the only one, and we're all one. There's a lot more out there like that have
Excuse
that
me.
trauma that don't.
I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, like the reason I even originally got into music was music's always helped me throughout my life, especially growing up the way I did and being the way I was. It was one of my escapes, music and movies. That was my two things. And it helped me as much as it did even I mean, one of the times stopping me from ending my own life when I was younger.
Mhm.
A song I happened to hear on the night I was gonna do it was like, oh, I'm not alone. I want to be able to do that for others too. which is why I even will still keep doing here and there songs that are more on the emotional side, exploring that part of myself and sharing that part of myself. Because if my music can even help one person from not doing that, I'm gonna feel accomplished, because I I know how much doing that affects the people after the fact, and
Yeah.
how it's not it, no matter how bad it might seem, that's just there's gonna be people there for you.
Yeah. Well, and like a roller coaster, that which goes down has to come back up. And
Exactly.
just if you sit in that low for just a little bit, it's gonna get better.
Exactly. And like I've had a couple people recently been reaching out to me about how some of my songs are helping them, and like that's the stuff that means the most to me. Yeah, streams means eventually I'm gonna have money coming in. That's great and all, but the connections I've been making with the people, that's what I'm here for. Like, I have so many people that started out as fans a month and a half ago that now I'm looking at them more as friends. Like, damn, if you didn't live so far, we'd chill. Like I said, I mean, the guys from the biker apparel company, that once we realized we lived close together, we all went out to dinner the other night, because it's like, oh shit, it's only an hour drive. That's fine. You know what I mean? Like, so making the connections, making the friends, and seeing how many other people feel the way I feel, not only is it helping them, but it helps me personally too, because I mean, music is therapy.
Absolutely, it is. Well, and we know that the whole, you know, the tones, the musical hurts, that opens your chakras, it opens your mind, it heals your body.
It, it does. I mean, mu- music is a very powerful thing to use. Um, and I think that's why I've always been drawn to it, is because I've always been able to feel what it can do for me and others. Um, and I just, the fact that now I'm able to do it, that I know what I'm doing, that I'm reaching the amount of people that I am, and being compared to some of my personal favorite artists, uh, or even, and I am not, I don't want to seem like there's any sense of ego, but it's just something I noticed yesterday. One of my favorite artists I listen to all the time on TikTok, I was scrolling and realized I have twice as many followers as. And I was like, wait, what? And that was that, like, kind of that moment that clicked, like, wait, no, this really is going somewhere, that,
Mhm.
because like I've still been in shock and awe about it for the most part this whole time. Uh, but that was that moment that clicked. I was like, wait, if I fuck with his music as much as I do, and people are fucking with my music even more, no, this could really turn into that career. I really could start doing shows and stuff like that. Um, I have a place in my hometown that eventually, once I get to where I need it to be, where I think it would be beneficial and work out, and logistics are squared away, that I'm going to work with, probably doing one of my first shows.
That's awesome.
But that'll pro the soonest I would see something like that happening would be like Samhain. Like, honestly, that would be the soonest. And for those listening that don't know what I mean, Halloween. Uh,
Yeah,
it dawned on me that not everyone's gonna know what I mean when I say that. So
yeah,
yeah,
most
so
of the
it's at
people
the
on
same time as
TikTok,
Halloween.
yeah,
Um,
most of the people
but
understand this one, but
I
I
just it dawned on me now that I've said it before on TikTok, and I'm like, and I've gotten the question marks. I'm like, Halloween, like, easiest way to just explain it without having to go into too much
sure.
detail. Um, or if it's ones where I actually think they want the information, I'll be like, hey, DM me, I'll give you some information. Because that's kind of like another point of the music, is, like I said, to get our lifestyle in more of a positive light, like it, and now it has been heading that way, thankfully, over the past, like, I'd say year or so, year or two. But we both know in the past there was a definitely, especially due to certain other religions, there was a very negative light on us. They thought one very specific thing of us, and it's like, 99.9% of the people are not like that. Just
Right.
because
In
just got because we got it's
this,
got that 0.01%. Like that. No, that's not how it works. We are very different. Like uh me and my partner are the type of people where we'll be driving down the road. If we think someone's just dressed nice, we're gonna actually go out of our way and give them that compliment. Like because we know how much that can make someone's day. Like
yeah.
like just being genuinely nice, it's not that hard to do. Like people act like it's so
All the time.
difficult.
I love your smile. I love what you have on. I love your attitude. Like you're happy. You know.
Um, actually, what I have on is if you notice, I know it's probably flipped in the camera, but this is actually my name on it. The guys from FWF, this is something we are possibly going to start having as merch. I will show you the back as well. They made a custom one for me and my partner, and they did a I don't know if can you see it.
Yes.
Yeah, they made us each one of these. It was one they brought it to us when we went to dinner the other night, and they are probably and coming from an autistic person, one of the most comfortable hoodies I've ever worn in my life. They're just super soft, and they did amazing on the design. And we talked about possibly either the hoodies or maybe even shirts using that design, doing it as like a merch item because we know so many people really did like that song, and I've been asked so many times about merch. Um, I do have a merch site right now with some basic stuff on it, just referenced around specifically Nightcrawler. But this is something that I'm going to be very proud of if we do end up doing, just because of the quality of the material. It's not that $10 hoodie material. You can definitely tell it's quality, and also they hand make everything.
So give me the link to your merch line and
Hmm.
done, and I will post it when we go live because to me that's
Perfect.
important. Let's plug everybody that
Yeah,
we
no, I'll definitely send you both of those. Actually, on TikTok, the link in my bio, there are two of the only three buttons I have. Technically, I'm signed with Dubby Energy, but that was like anybody can get that, so that's why I don't really. I'm gonna be honest, I don't promote it. I personally, I'm not gonna promote something I've never had. You know what I mean? Like I can personally promote their quality. That there, and also they did a couple collabs with me already on two different songs. They did a Witch in My Ride collab and a Hellboy collab where I can actually show you guys the Hellboy mode collab. This
yes.
one is it's a blood spatter hoodie,
Ooh.
and right here it says "Don't worry," and on the back, not a problem anymore.
No,
And we can all understand why they're not a problem anymore. So
I love
and then they've definitely got some really cool stuff. Just that's just their stuff in general. So I definitely do try to plug them. Now, yes, I technically consider them friends now, but we're business partners first, kind of
I
like
think you do that.
business collaborators.
Yeah,
Like,
you hook up with
but,
people that have like interests, and I think we become friends with them. I mean, that's why I do shows. I don't make money on shows. I go and I do weekend events. I speak at them, and I make friends. Yeah, I
e-
network.
exactly, that's my thing. I've talked to so many people that now I basically talk to them on a daily basis. I mean, I consider them friends, and that's been the coolest part of everything is just, like I said, the connections. And don't get me wrong, I will say I have no intent of ever being signed to a label. Um, in my personal opinion, the labels can go fuck themselves. Their way they control everything and just, in my opinion, basically put a chokehold on the artist. There's no amount of money they're gonna offer me that I'm gonna go, yeah, that's cool. No, I'm just not. I'm gonna always stay independent and do the things my own way. I might like do things like if I get other offers for collabs with companies, sure, I'll do stuff like that. That's smart business. But in regards to the music, I'm gonna always be independent and release it myself. I just again, fuck the labels. Like
You're being true to yourself. The problem is labels, once they get your course material. They want to cookie cut everything you do. They want everybody to
Right.
like. So you
Like
really
for
see your specialty.
exactly. And like for instance, like I can personally say currently I probably have 8 songs at least done and ready to go, but I'm not stupid. I'm not going to release 8 songs at once. Yeah, I mean that's stupid. Like marketing strategy that just doesn't make sense. So I make sure like my strategy is if I release a song, since I've started doing the singles after the EP, we got to make 2 more. And the way we've been doing it is we do one where it's both of us, one where it's just me. Because it seems like people are really liking that contrast. Um, and also, there are songs that are gonna be just a more me vibe. It doesn't need to have both of us. But she does enjoy doing the songs with me, I won't lie.
That's good. That's cool. So how did you meet your partner?
Um, a friend introduced us. I mean, and then like we were friends at first. We just were hanging out a lot and everything, and then just typical one thing leads to another type deal. Uh, but it just we both have kids, and now we have our little family now. Um, it's nice. I can't lie. Like, I mean, plus it helps that I mean we're similar enough, but also different enough at the same time, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Um, she definitely holds me accountable for things as she should, uh, and keeps me on my P's and Q's. But it's definitely been a wild ride, to say the least.
That's so awesome though. That's awesome. And I think the other thing we have in common is you had talked about one of your songs, I believe, on video that's very anti-child abuse, child molestation, and I will work those bitches to the end.
That's the one that's gonna be coming out. That's Nightshade. That it like I said, the hymn that she sings in the beginning, you're gonna recognize. Do you know the old Nightshade hymn?
Yes.
The one where it's like the vicar's cocky young son. Yeah. Okay. So we have her sing that in such a haunting way in the beginning,
Mm.
and then just it's got a. I teased it on TikTok. It's got a perfect little beat switch and drop where then I go into, oh, okay, you actually tried that. This is what's going to happen to you. And it's based around that concept of no, if that's the type of person you're going to be buried in beneath the trees in the forest. Like no one's going to see you again. Uh, and then one of my favorite lines that I do in it is basically referencing that not only we're going to make sure that they're gone, we're going to make sure that their spirit is gone on top of that. Like
I love
they're
it.
gone.
I love
So it's definitely one of those. I'm putting a personal stance of how I feel out there, and that is one that I'll stand 10 toes down for that all day, every day. I am there. Those people deserve one and one thing only.
Me, I agree 100%, and I talk about that on my podcast, and I practice that in my personal life as a witch. I do left-hand and right-hand work, and I will work one of those people till the end.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So that this is going to be one of those songs I definitely am very proud of that I'm releasing. But I'll probably start teasing it more towards the end of this week because I only did the one video before. But and maybe posting a little bit more of it or along those lines or something like that. But this is that one that I'm definitely letting people out there that and making it very clear if you like my music but you're one of those people, don't come near me. Like don't come near me. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I'm that guy that I'll catch a charge if it's necessary in those regards. Um I've joked about it before that like in certain songs of mine, if I do shows, I'm gonna go in the pit. People think I'm joking. No, I'm dead ass serious on that. Like Hellboy mode, for instance. Best believe I'm gonna take that mic, I'm gonna hop my ass in the pit, and we gonna be singing it together. And that's what's gonna happen.
that's
Uh
awesome. Oh,
like I like I said, doing the music and having the response and the support and everything truly opened me up completely to now I have so much more comfortability with talking with people and everything. It's made a huge, huge difference in me personally, spiritually. I mean, I thank the gods every day for what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously do my own prosperity things and spells. My partner does, and then at this point, I have so many people in the community that do them for us too. It's the love is truly felt. Like that's one thing I definitely try to portray to everybody is that I know how much that the love is coming towards me, and the thank you isn't a good enough response, but like I don't know what really just it honestly almost tongue ties me trying to think of how to say more than just thank you because it's been life changing.
You know, the community is very welcoming, and
Yes,
there's a lot of very good, heartfelt energy vibes that are sent by members in the community.
100%, 100%. And a lot of them, they even like they can feel the emotions I'm trying to portray in each individual song because they'll say something where I'm like, yes, you get what this one's actually about.
Mhm.
Like it happened today with Nightcrawler. Everyone just thought it was just some dope ass song, blah blah. But I finally had someone make a video about the blood moon with it. I was like, yes, you actually understood why I made this song.
Yeah,
My songs have hidden meanings in them, and when someone actually recognizes it, like one of the times, like I'm still waiting for it to happen. Someone to like the little spots where we put actual Latin in it to come back and actually, oh shit, like I know it's gonna happen, and like I try to put those little things in each individual song to have see if I have that person that truly thinks the way I do and they
mm,
recognize it. So it feels really good when they actually do notice it.
it's there. There's I call them Easter eggs. There's little Easter eggs in your song. Um, that was
Exactly.
one of the other things that I noticed about that, and so did my witch sister. Um, we both do Latin, and it's like, oh, it's there.
I
So
like well, like even in Witch in My Ride, it's like I mentioned her saying it in Latin, so I mean we gotta put the Latin in the song. Like you can't say you're doing it and then not do it. Like that's always been a complaint with me in music is like so much talking about stuff that's not true per se. Like, don't get me wrong, I like some of my songs that I know what they're saying isn't true, but like at the same time, I feel like when you come from truth, people relate to it a lot more. They like I've said, people have said to me, they feel the emotion you really are trying to portray. Just because I'm sounding angry doesn't mean that that's what I'm portraying, and I like that I've been able to do that.
I I think the emotions, yeah, the emotions in your music is definitely personable and relatable. And I think when you go live, it's gonna be so healing for so many people. You know, I think that live aspect, because we know live music has such an impact, the vibration of everything around.
Oh yeah, I was a big concert goer, even though I hate crowds. I mean, I'm not a crowd person, but when music's going, it's a different environment. I can do the pits. I can be in the crowds right up front. Like it doesn't I don't get that sensory issue because I have that just euphoria going from the music. And when it comes to doing shows, I've said it to a lot of people and I truly mean it. Either before the show or after the show, I'm gonna find a way to be able to hang out with everybody. Whether it's we just and I'm not talking where I'm charging people to see me. Like, no, I'm talking about like we can just sit there and bullshit. Like, even if I'm just going outside to have a fag and y'all come out with me and bullet like that's the type of person I want to be. I don't want to have that, oh no, I'm separate from you. No, like I said, I'm a normal dude. And I'm definitely gonna do my best to stay that way for as long as well humanly possible. I mean, obviously I'm smart. I don't post my exact area of where I live because no, that's my home. Like that's my area. There's no need for people to know where that's at. But beyond that, like I the other day at one of the stores, someone recognized me from TikTok, and gave me a free coffee. I was like, "That's what's up." I'm like, dude, it's straight. I would have paid for it. Like, but
Yeah.
cool, thank you. But like, I mean, I'm originally from Daytona Beach. Like, I grew up in areas like Wedgwood Apart. I mean, for people from Daytona, they're gonna know what I'm talking about. Wedgwood Apartments, fucking wow, I might be a little too stoned. Um, fucking
Can you really
oh
be?
god, Soul City, fucking Kingston, stuff like that. Like I grew up in the areas where if you came off false, you were gonna get your ass beat. Like it just what it boiled down
Yeah.
to. Like you could you couldn't act like that in those areas. And so I grew up in those areas and then got moved over to where I'm at now. Um, sometime during the pandemic, I got out of Daytona because it just
Ugh.
Daytona there wasn't shit going on during the pandemic. Everything was fucking closed. Like so many businesses closed. It got to the point that it just was desolation in my opinion there. So I mean not maybe not quite that bad, but like I got out of there too. And then now I'm thankfully doing good now, but hopefully I can get the music to the point where I don't have to do my personal day job. I would say what it is, but technically I can get in trouble for that. That is in my in my paperwork for that. Like so, but let's just say they move a lot of boxes.
I got you.
Okay.
I got
Right. So, and we ain't got no AC in the warehouse. And
you.
I'm very clear about the fact that I live in Florida. So it's Florida heat, no AC, summer. Needless to say, it's hot. So if
Oh,
I can get the music to the point where I don't have to worry about that no more, I'm gonna be happy. Like
oh my
I
God.
won't lie there.
What a
But
workout. So you'll be set for stage.
oh yeah,
You know, the
when I
humidity, the
started
light,
there,
you're going
I
to be
lost
great.
80 pounds in a year and a half, give or take, working there because of the heat.
Holy
Like,
shit.
I mean, I try to walk in there thinking it's a paid workout because if I don't, then I'm just kind of grumpy. So I'm like, I'm getting paid to work out. It's okay. I'm getting paid to work out. Like, just think of it that way.
Woo. People pay thousands of dollars for those, those sweatsuit things to lose weight and water. You're
Yeah,
getting
go stand in my
paid.
building for 8 hours. You'll lose plenty of sweat.
Yeah.
I have no lie, I have a water jug that's about well, my hand can't even fit in the screen how tall it is. It's a big ass water jug. I drink 2 of those a day while I'm there because it's that bad. Yeah, no, but I mean, they pay decent at least. So,
It's
but
tough. We have to have money to do our fun things.
right, exactly. And I mean,
And
obviously, I'm
eventually
human.
it'll
I
pay.
have bills, and like
Yeah.
I said, I have bills. I'm human. Like it's part of life. You know what I mean?
But you could start doing smaller clubs around.
Oh yeah. Like I could see sometime in with the way it's been going, it realistically, if it continues, I probably within the next 6 months won't have to. I can do music full time. Like that's the progression it's been going. I wasn't expecting it to take off like that, but with the way it jumped already, for all intents and purposes, if my numbers were just doubled of what they are right now, I would technically not have to work anymore. Like I'm good with numbers. I've done the math multiple times to make sure I was right. And roughly, if my numbers were double what they were right now, I wouldn't have to work anymore. And then I could just even drop songs more frequently because if I'm not having to worry about going there, I have more time to be
Mix.
in the studio, be in my computer, etc., and get stuff done.
Absolutely. And video games, like you said, gaming music, background music,
I
things
do
like
like my gaming. I'm personally a gamer anyways. Like I love my gaming. Like um so I mean, the fact that gamers do use the songs now, I see videos, excuse me, like every other day of some new gamer taking one of their clip edits and using one of my songs. I'm just like, I always react if if someone's done a post with one of my songs and I've not seen it, tag me in it, and I try to tell people that, because the problem with the way TikTok works, which I don't think a lot of people realize, when I post stuff about a song before it's actually out, it considers it one audio. When I release the actual song, it's a separate audio. When you use the actual song audio for TikTok, I get a notification every single time. When you use the one I used to tease it with, I have to manually try and find them, and sometimes it doesn't even load all of them. Because I've sat there and gone through and it said there was 200, and then I look 2 seconds later and all of a sudden it's 257. It's like, so it glitches when I try to go through it, because I do try to go through it a lot. I did that earlier this morning. I went through and reposted a bunch of them because I try to make sure that you get some personable thing from me, especially if you're using my song to make a video, even if it's just posting a picture and doing it. But there's been also some really cool ass videos made to my songs. I mean, I've reposted quite a few. One of the people that makes lyric videos to my songs, we've become friends at this point, and their name on TikTok's Chaotic Princess. They made the lyric video for My Witch. That was all them. They did that for me. I sent them the full song, and they came back to me with that, because they get my vibe. They understand what I'm wanting from my songs, even to the point of what font I would use personally if I would have made the video.
Mhm. Well, and like I
Now,
said, I want to use your stuff with paranormal because it goes hand in hand for me. So, like, if I'm doing a session and cool things are happening around me, that's perfect.
hell yeah. I actually, I don't know when they're supposed to start filming. I had a paranormal show reach out to me on Instagram asking if they could use Nightcrawler as part of the intro for their new show. And I was like, yeah, like, just make sure you send me it because I want to see it. But
Yeah.
they're like, and people get shocked when, like, for something like that, that I don't go, no, you can't do that. Why would I say no? That gives me, for lack of better phrasing, that gives me free publicity.
Sure it
Like, why
does.
would I say no? Like, now, like, if it was some show on History Channel, no, then we need a contract. That's a little different. But that's because that's how that works with bigger companies like that. But I'm not some big million billion stream artist. Like, I'm a small dude. Like, I want people to use my stuff. Like, I've never said no to anybody. I can genuinely say of every video, picture, whatever that's ever been made to my stuff, there's only been one I was just like, oh, if I could get this off TikTok, I would. I have no problem admitting it. It was the type of person my next song is about, making a
Yeah.
comment like, oh, I guess I can't say this number on TikTok anymore. And I was just like, if I could reach through the screen. Just, So, no, that one I will never react to, because if I react to it, I'm going to get in trouble on TikTok.
Well,
Of
that's
the
when
way
you throw them in a choky box or a coffin box and move them on.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There might have been some of that done. That jar
Yeah,
might get shook. I have a jar that's shaken daily. Uh,
a choky jar.
just exactly. It's oh, I need some frustration out. They can have it.
Yep.
So but yes. But and then also, like, I know how the technology aspect of it works. I reported to their ass. Um,
Yes.
of course, TikTok found no violation, but I at least tried.
You know, I got in trouble because I was flipping chomos. Like they would, the sheriff's departments and stuff would post on Facebook locally, this person was arrested, and I would flip
Mhm.
the number and I would say to my witch bitches, do what you will. And then
Oh, hell
apparently
yeah.
somebody like reported me and I got shut down for 7 days for graphic
Oh,
violence. And I'm like,
oh,
but I didn't say what to do with them.
um,
So now
yeah,
now I just flip it and don't say anything. Like I just, you know,
I know they have an update coming up next weekend, so I know they've been having issues, but like me and TikTok, we're a little like I'm a little girl with them at the moment because like every other video I post, I have to appeal right now. And I know it's because of the update, but they're not getting back to the appeals fast. So I have videos that I made that I know probably people would have fucked with that because they said, oh, it's too violent or oh, this or that. Like the one that pissed me off the most is I'll record a video, make a video, have someone make a video for me, etc., post it, and they go, it's unoriginal content. How the fuck is a brand new song in a video that's never been posted unoriginal? But that makes no sense to me.
Yep.
So like eventually when those appeals go through, I expect numbers on some of those posts too, but like it's just one of those that like I've had to do it with almost every other video. And like God's helped me if I just post a video and don't change anything from the video I post. Because I do a lot of my editing and stuff like CapCut and stuff like that because their effects are honestly very good. And
Yeah.
they give me the what I need to do my stuff. Um and if I don't sit there and do some sort of effect or something through TikTok when I then post it into TikTok, I immediately get the unoriginal content thing. And
Right.
it's like, what the fuck? I'm like, so I have to always, whatever one of the effects that I wanted to use, wait till I push it into TikTok and then use it now. And it's so dumb. But like, I've always had fun on TikTok and stuff like that. But like, they need to fix that. So I'm really hoping the update like tweaks that. I will say I know that it's not everybody's TikTok that does it now, but anyone that has an artist profile now, our new dashboard looks so much different and it breaks it down so much smoother for
Oh,
like
that's
messages and comments. Like for instance, if I just need to find any unread messages, I literally have a quick tab that I can just get to it like that through all of my notifications. Because you can probably imagine
oh,
if I go more than like a half hour to an hour of not checking my phone, usually there's an insane number at this point, and it's sometimes overwhelming. Like when Nightcrawler jumped up 50K overnight the one more, and I woke up to get up for work the next morning, and I went to check my phone, and there was like a couple hundred notifications. I was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I am
yeah.
not. No, no, no.
And you can't
Um,
answer
uh,
that. You have to go to
yeah, I
work
was just
or
like,
stop
no,
at the spot.
yeah, I was just like, no, that can wait till I'm on break later. Like, not awake enough for that yet.
That's crazy though. I love it. I love
Like I
it.
said, I try to show like even just like the way we've been basically bullshitting this whole time. You know what I mean? Like I try to show people I am just a normal fucking person. Like I'm not anything like the fact that people fuck with the music as much as they do is just phenomenal. But I just I'm just enjoying talking to people. It's been really cool meeting so many people from all over, like not even just all over the country, all over the world. Like, uh, and something I find funny that I don't think a lot of people realize, us artists see the names of the playlists people put our music on. So I know a lot of y'all people that listen to my music are yeah, they definitely got that kinky because like
Yeah.
some of the names, some of the playlists, I look at them just like, oh, like my favorite one to this day, Slut Jams. That is just the title, just that simple. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I fucks with it. I'm like, I fucks with it. Like that's funny. Like, but there's definitely like some of the ones I see, I'm just like, oh, oh okay,
Nice.
you did that. Yeah, like you
I
done
make
named it
slut
that.
jams.
Like, yeah, Sledgehammer is fucking hilarious. Like, I don't remember the name of the person that made that, but like that shit had me dying laughing because I choked on my blunt at that point in time because I was going to take a hit and I saw it and I just started laughing so hard mid hit and then just choking.
You know, that's a funny thing you say that because now I'm like looking, I'm thinking, what do I have on my spot? What are my Spotify playlists?
Like I said,
Mm,
it's funny the names I mean, I have shit that's the same. I can't even say anything. I have like what's one of the names of one of my playlists that I don't have public, but like I don't care about giving the name off. I think it says "Fun Time" with a smiley face, and like it is definitely exactly what the type of music you expect it to be for the most part. Um, or like I have songs that it's like gaming time or pissed off driving. Like it just depends on my mood. Like for instance, and I've told a couple people about it. One of the songs I have done that we did. Um, do you know I know? Do you know what I mean by a fry scream?
Yes.
Okay, that's one of my passions is doing that style of vocals. It's what I originally wanted to do in high school when I wanted to get into music. That song, it's called Hell Inside Me. That is one that's more like me going through my personal demons and also kind of the people that died me telling them to fuck off. Um, that one I show off my fry screams in. With still keeping the rasp aspects and still having her beautiful voice in it as well. It's the contrast between the three going on really, for lack of a better phrasing, is definitely a vibe. And it's not the style of background music that you might expect from that. Um, I will say I almost my dark trap meets almost a little bit of dubstep, almost just in the way that I did my bass drops in it and things of that nature. And of course, for all metal songs, it definitely has the breakdown. I mean, it has to. Uh,
Right.
but I definitely have one of those coming out that we did, and that one's my kind of way of getting over the personal demons I had going on. I wrote that one a while ago, but we finally did something with that, and that's like I said, getting over those personal demons and realizing that I'm still standing. Like, but I got this.
Absolutely. Step into it.
So I
We
definitely try
have to.
to.
It's how we survive.
That's why when people ask me what genre my music is, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I mean, like some people say it's this, some people say it's that, but like each song is kind of different in itself. Like
Mhm.
they're similar, but still different and still tell a story together. But like, which is a thing I've always done with my writing is trying to intertwine stuff to an extent. Um, but I don't really consider it one genre. I have to when I release the music, unfortunately, and like they don't give me a lot of options. Like you don't have like all the subgenres of music and stuff that exist when you go to release it. If you think it's anything related to rap, rap. Like that, like you don't have much options. So like I do the rap and I put alternative because alternative kind of at least opens it up to an extent.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just because I have to. Now, my partner likes to call it bat rap. That's what she calls it.
I
I
like
kind
it.
of
Bat
think
rap. I like that.
right. I kind of fuck with it because I'm like, all right, I get it, and I kind of fuck with it. But yeah, that's what she calls it is bat rap.
Witch rap, bat rap,
Yeah, exactly. Witch rap. I've heard it called
killer rap.
witch trap because some of my beats are like trap style. I'm like, they've called it what is the one person like something in Ukrainian that it wouldn't translate for me, which it was annoying because most of the time, because I even have fans over there now, and
Mhm.
like uh they'll post in their language, and usually TikTok lets me translate it, which is dope. Um, but that time it didn't for whatever reason, so something tells me it's a word that just doesn't exist in English. I mean,
Mhm.
it happens.
Well, it's probably
Um,
Ukrainian slang.
Right, exactly, and that's like, kind of what I went with. But like one of the guys even said it for Nightcrawler that they thought after the hook that it was gonna pop in with some Ukrainian rapper, and I'm like, no, I don't speak it personally, but I do listen to a lot of it. Like
Mhm.
that's one of the my guilty pleasures is listening to like Ukrainian rap and Ukrainian trap. Like even though I might not necessarily understand what they're saying, I can still feel what they're saying
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I definitely fuck with it. Like it's for if you can go into it with an open mind, you can end up actually liking it, even though you don't know what they're saying.
Well, I think that's true of any other country's music. You know, like we all have our. I like K-pop music. You
Oh,
know,
I do too. I do too. That
so like
K-pop
that's
Demon
my
Hunters movie with
thing.
the. I
Can't
watched
see
K-pop
along.
Demon Hunters with my son at least 2 or 3 times
Oh
already.
my god! Oh my god! I love that. I was listening to
Yeah.
that this morning, and everybody makes fun of me because I'm walking around singing "Your Idol." And
Uh, who was it? Babbitt, I think the chick did. They did a metal cover of it. Oh, so good,
oh,
so good.
really? I'm gonna have to go to listen to that.
Yeah, yeah. No, there's a metal cover of it now, and it's just chef's kiss. Uh,
Oh,
but I definitely I listen to pretty much everything. Like my running joke is I just don't listen to polka music. Like, and when people go, "What do you mean by polka?" Like the chicken dance. Like that song was played so much as a kid, it annoyed the shit out of me. Like as long as it's not that, I'm usually pretty okay.
yeah.
Um, I have favorites in just about every genre out there that you can think of, at least until you get to like the really, really sub genres. Then I might not even know what you're talking about. But I try to have an open mind with music and just feel the vibe of it. And something you mentioned earlier about the how it almost sounds like chanting in some of the songs. Uh, I don't know when I'm releasing this one, but there is one where I actually almost to the extent of it being like a throat singing, do a chant as part of it. That I think you might actually like. It was
Oh,
very
yeah.
hard and took a lot of practice to get it to sound the way I wanted, but I actually really like it. That one's called Warlock Time, and ironically, a fan is the one that gave me the idea for that one. He literally was like, "Can we get a song from a male witch's perspective?" And I'm like, "Let me see what I can do."
That's
And it
awesome.
gave me the idea and it gave me an idea for this one. Um, like I said, just about anything usually can give me inspiration for songs. Like I said, I've written my whole life. I mean, I used to have notebook upon notebook upon notebook of poems and short stories and uh, even songs I wrote back then that some of them, honestly, if I wish I could find, I would possibly even try to redo and kind of like make them more legible because my handwriting was atrocious. Uh, and try to do them now, but like a lot of those from moving in different spots and stuff like that, I don't have them anymore, unfortunately. But um, like now, I will say in regards to poetry, the one that got me an award that I probably won't ever forget I did was about a lonely poet, and that one like was one of those ones that just got ingrained. Um, And back then it was how I felt. Now I can realize that poetry and songs can actually lead to connections where back then I kind of felt like if that's what I was doing, I was going to just be alone forever. Um, but so I like the way that I can see the progression through my writings and see the happiness coming out personally, and the confidence. That is definitely the thing. The music has helped me to grow my self confidence a lot. Um,
Stepping into
I
your
will,
power.
right. I will never be a cocky person. I will never be a conceited person that I don't have the capability of that. I'm never going to think I'm too good for anyone or anything else. Um, that's why, like, even like I said, people reaching out to me to collab on songs. I'm willing to give it a shot. If it's something I vibe with, sweet. If it's not my vibe, unfortunately, it's just not my vibe. But I'm at least willing to be open about things because I don't want people to ever think that I think I'm too good because that is not a personal belief I could ever have.
No, I think your humbleness and your truth to yourself, your authenticism, uh, comes through.
No, I appreciate that. I really do. Um, I just, like I said, I'm just a dude. I'm a dude from Florida. Like, grew up in Daytona Beach, went to Mainland High School. Like, I liked some of that school. Some of it sucked. Like, but like, some of it was cool. I took, like, for instance, like, here's a key example. My name, my artist name, it comes from my high school years. I took Japanese as my language in high school, and I had Sensei Woodbury. shout out Sensei Woodbury, amazing teacher. She was my teacher all 3 years. And our third year of class, we each got given a name other than our normal government name. It was part of a class project that was going to be due at the end of the year. I got given the name Aoimori. It's an actual real place in Japan. It's a very beautiful place that personally is breathtaking to me. Some of the festivals they do, there things of that nature, and I would love to be able to visit one day. That name stuck ever since. I would use it for gaming, for usernames, etc. So that's why when I got into music, it was no question that was the name I was going to use. So if it wasn't for my sensei, who knows what artist name I might have right now.
I love that. I love that story. That's very neat. I have special ties to Japan too, past lives and collection of spirit serving things from Japan. So I have spirit altar that's on its way. I have Japanese old 1800s silk that's been hand embroidered and
No, that's amazing. It's one of my favorite cultures. It always has been since I was young. I have my favorite kanji tatted on my arm that I got with my first tattoo. And then like I have a couple other tattoos I definitely want more. But I have ones that were for different parts of my life. For instance, we mentioned Lil Peep earlier. I have his crybaby on dove on my arm. I have a tattoo that's for my son that says different, not less, because of him being on the spectrum as well. Um, I have one of my favorite tattoos, though, is one of those tattoos that when you look at it from one direction, it says one word, and if you look at it upside down, it says something different. Because it was a reflection of how I used to handle my mental illness. So from one direction, it says I'm fine, which was a big thing I used to always say, and then from the other direction, it says save me. So it's like showing that that's how I used to be. I used to say, "No, I'm good," even though I really needed help. Whereas now I try to, through the music, through talking with people, things of that nature, I try to not be that confined person that won't talk about his issues. I've struggled with depression most of my life. It's just a fact. And I try to be open about that type of stuff because it's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have our things. And being open about it helps me deal with it better.
it helps other people too because they realize they're not alone.
Exactly. Just like I mean, a lot of the artists and even comedians, things of that nature that I've really liked growing up was because they were open about what they dealt with. Now, some of the ones that weren't so open, I wish they would have been, because then we might still have them.
True.
Robin Williams, for instance, he was one of my
Yes.
personal favorites growing up. So the fact that he wasn't open about it and that sucked. But he was in all the movies I grew up with, you know what I mean? Like, so he was definitely someone who was influential to me from a comedic aspect, because for me, if you can't laugh in life, then you're not living. Like, you gotta be able to laugh at some things. Gotta be, even if it's a smirk and not a full on laugh. Like, you gotta be able to feel that. So, like, if I'm down, that's one of the first things I'm gonna do. Netflix, comedy specials, anything new. And like, I'm gonna see if I can find one of the comedians I like, if they did anything new. That way I can get that laugh, that
Sure.
serotonin boost, etc., to
It's the best
feel a little
medicine.
bit better.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
that it's
exactly.
healing. Absolutely healing.
But
Well, thank you so much for being on this. My heart is full. Maury, we will post tags, his Instagram, his TikTok. Get me your merch link. I'll make sure I post that as well.
not a problem. I'll get both of those sent over to you on just send it to you on TikTok.
Yeah, just send it on TikTok and I'll send it to my producer. I'm gonna load some videos so we can get some of your videos from TikTok up on here too. So people
Awesome.
can see
Perfect.
them. And I don't know what to say. Thank you. I'm so grateful.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you for reaching out. I had a good time talking with you today.
Thank you. And for those of you guys, have a safe next week. Please be nice to one of you. Be nice to one another and each other, including yourself. You know, give yourself the same grace that you give everyone else.
Exactly.
Lots of love to you. Appreciate you so much. And I'm going to end
Appreciate
it.
you as well. I hope you have an amazing rest of your night. Thank you so much.
You also. Peace out. Bye.
Peace out. Bye.